Hi everybody! Welcome to Facebook Live. We are doing a craft today to celebrate the upcoming new year. So this might look a little funky, huh? But the way that it works is that each one of these pie pieces represents a season of the year. That season is written out on each of these popsicle sticks, represented by one of the pictures, and then we have the months of the year written within each season. So this is going to be super helpful for the upcoming new year in learning your seasons, learning about weather, learning the months of the year. This is going to be really great for a preschool or a kindergarten project, for someone who is just starting to learn these kinds of things. And I have a little paper clip here that as the year goes on, you can clip it on and then move it as each month goes by, or move it between the months as the days go by. So what you will need for this is a paper plate, scissors, glue, stuff to write with. You are going to need 4 popsicle sticks. Now I was lucky enough to have these in different colors. So your popsicle sticks are going to say summer, autumn, spring, and then finally winter on this last one. So let me write it down. We are in winter right now. And even though it feels like it's been winter for a while, it feels like it's been chilly and we've had snow a couple of times, winter didn't officially start until just a few days before Christmas, the 21st. Alright, so let's set those aside. So, the way that we are going to cut out our pie pieces is that you are going to need 4 different colored pieces of construction paper. So I've already made a big circle with 3 of them, but I left this last one so I could show you how to do it. So we take our construction paper, we take our plate and line it right up, just like this. We get a little pencil and trace the outline. The one thing about this craft that is a bit difficult is that it uses a lot of glue, and that can take a while to dry. So I've been trying to adapt it a bit so that I can finish this up and show you how it's supposed to look without us having to sit here for a half hour and wait for glue to dry. So we're going to be doing things in a little bit of a different order than I normally would when making this. But really it doesn't matter what order you want to do the cutting, the gluing. That part's not all that important. Whatever's easiest for you, whatever you enjoy doing. So, like I said, I traced my plate around my construction paper, and I'm just cutting it out now. And then I will show you how to make the pie pieces. The construction paper is just barely, see that little sliver of paper? It's just barely big enough to trace the whole plate. So when I did this the first time, I was not very smart about this, about getting my even pie pieces. I kept doing it and not finding an easy way. And then I thought about it, and the easiest way to get these pie pieces is going to be to fold your circle in half one time and then a second time. Fold it in half again. line your corners up nicely. So you will have a little fan like this. You unfold, and then you just cut out one of these pie pieces. Did anybody eat pie during the recent holidays? Whether you celebrated Christmas or Hanukkah or something else. Or even last month, Thanksgiving. Did you have pie then? So now we have a pie piece. And we can set this aside. We don't need this for this project, but maybe we'll use it for something else in the future. And we're going to do that the same thing 3 more times to get our even number of pie pieces. Here at my house, we had a pie made out of pudding. So we made chocolate pudding and we put it inside of a graham cracker crust. It's so yummy. And last time we did a live craft together, we talked about New Year's too, didn't we? We talked about some stuff we were looking forward to in the new year. Now that the new year is closer, do you have a better idea of the kinds of things that you want to do or that you hope will happen? Did you do one of those paper chain countdowns? You're down to just a few chain links left, right? We had 18 on the day when we did that craft together, but now how many are there? Well, today is the 28th, and that means we have tonight, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. That's 4 more chain links. New Year's Eve can be really fun when you're a kid because it's one of those nights where you get to stay up. One of those special nights where you get to be awake for longer than Mom and Dad normally let you, right? That can be really fun. Once you get older, you might not want to stay up at all, though. Right. So here is our last pie piece, and the way that I thought it would be easiest to do this, instead of gluing the pie pieces down to the plate right away, we're going to glue on all of our little decorations first. So we're going to glue on the months of that season and the little symbol for the season. We're going to start there. So let's start with our blue one. That's on the top of the pile. So blue is going to be what season? Do you know? That's going to be the season we're in right now, winter, which I have here represented by a little snowflake. Now you could use, where's my glue? There we go. You can use whatever you like for it. You could use stickers, you could draw something, but I printed out, when I was at the library, I printed out these little pictures. And same thing for the months of the season. You could just write it down with a marker, or you could do what I did and print it out and then cut this. And then cut the words out. Alright, so we're going to glue down our snowflake. Make sure that you have some space on either side where the popsicle stick is going to sit. That'll be our very last step, getting the popsicle sticks on. And then, here are all my months of the year. They are very tiny. So, what months are in winter? Do you know? That's going to be January, which starts very soon. That's going to be February. Valentine's Day happens in February, and President's Day. At the library, we're going to have some authors come and visit us virtually in February. So look out for that information. That's going to be really exciting. We have fun stuff planned. And then March is the last month of winter. And now in the end of March, do you know what season it's going to be after that? That's going to be our green pie piece and our flower symbol. That's going to be springtime. March is when winter becomes spring. So it'll still be pretty cold in March. There's an old saying that people use, and it's that March comes in like a lion and it goes out like a lamb. And what people mean by that is that it is windy and rainy and cold at the beginning of March because it's still winter. But then the weather's nicer, it's calmer, things are prettier, and flowers are starting to bloom because it's spring. All right, now what are the months of spring? After March, it's going to be April. There's a saying about April too, and it's that April showers bring May flowers because it rains a lot in April. But by May, the weather is much nicer and much warmer. And then we have a bunch of flowers growing. And the last month of spring is going to be June. That's also usually the last month of the school year. So June definitely feels like summer when you've been in school all year long and you just want to have some time off. But on the calendar, it doesn't become summer until June 21st. Sometimes the 22nd. It's right around there. There we go. April, May, and June. We have Mother's Day in May and Father's Day in June. Very special holidays for some special people in our lives, right? So after spring, it's going to be... which color? It's going to be yellow for summer. And the symbol I got for summer is this little sun here. And again, like I said, you can use stickers, you can draw something. You don't need to have printed something out like I did. We can all do the exact same craft, but have it look a little different. And that's what makes arts and crafts so fun. Even though we're working towards the same end product, they're all going to be unique and special. All right, so there is our sun for summer. And if June was the very last one in spring, summer is going to start in July. Now, July's holiday is the 4th of July. That is what people call the birthday of America. Now, when is your birthday? Which season does it fall in? My birthday is right between summer and autumn. the last season that we're going to do on our wheel here. Do you know what month that might be? After July, we have August, the very middle of summer. It's very hot. All the months, all the days go by. It seems so slow. And then in September, school starts again, right? And what did I just say? That my birthday lies right around the switch from summer to autumn. So my birthday is in September. I always feel like it's autumn when my birthday happens, but technically it's the summertime. That's one of the reasons why I think this wheel is so helpful, because even though you might think of December as a winter month, because it snows a lot in December, and because there are lots of holidays in December that have to do with the winter, it doesn't actually become winter until a bit later. So, our very last one, we've got our red pie piece. We have some acorns and some leaves. Oh, there you go. And some leaves for our little symbol. So this last one must be autumn. Autumn is my very favorite season. I think the trees look beautiful. I love the foods in autumn, like apples. I love all the smells. I love Halloween, which happens in October. The first month of autumn is October. All right. Then we have November, where Thanksgiving falls. Thanksgiving was last month. Did you happen to do anything fun for it? I know that a lot of people now with COVID can't go and see their families like they normally would, but a lot of people also, maybe they stayed home and made a meal, and then they video called with the other people in their lives that they couldn't go and see in person. That's what I did. I was on a video call with friends and with family who I couldn't go see in person. So I still had a very nice Thanksgiving. And then we have the month that we're in right now. This is December. December is a lot of holidays. There are so many holidays that happen in December. It's not just Christmas and Hanukkah. There are a lot. For all different cultures, for all different religions, all over the world. We're going to learn about some of them later this week when I do my special New Year's and holiday story time. So keep an eye out for that. I'm very excited to do it with you guys. So we have our last of the pie pieces. And then all that's left is to attach these and the popsicle sticks to our plate. So they should line up nice and easily. Let me move some of my tools aside. Make sure that when you glue them down, you're doing it in the right order. You don't want to put all this work into your fun wheel craft and then accidentally have summer come right after winter. All right. Like I said, there's a lot of glue in this craft, so I'm doing my best to put this together in a way that I can have a sample done for you guys. In reality, when you guys do this craft along with me in the future, you'll want to pause this video a few times to wait a few minutes between gluing stuff down. since I'm doing this video live for you guys, I just have to keep going. I don't have the ability to pause and wait for stuff to dry. But that's what you want to do. Each time you finish a pie piece, you'll want to give that pie piece plenty of time to dry before you stick it to your plate or before you stick the popsicle sticks to it. Oh, and we are gluing to the upside down side of the plate. So if you're eating, you eat from this side, but this is the side that we'll be gluing stuff to. I should have explained that. All right, so we have winter, spring, then we're gluing down summer. And again, I would love to see each unique version of this craft that you guys come up with on your own. So if you comment on this Facebook video with pictures of the craft that you did, or if you just tell me how it turned out, I would love to hear about it. That would be so fun. All right. So there we have 3 of our pie pieces. Now we have the very last one for autumn. Ooh, now this looks great. Look at how evenly each of these months lined up. I love that. And then, something that might help you get it to stick, flip it back to the way that you would eat off of the plate, and maybe put a heavy book down in the middle, or do what I'm doing here and just press down real tightly with your hands to get it to stick. But like I said, the best thing to get glue to work, especially just normal school glue, is time, just waiting. Something that would work instantly would be hot glue, but hot glue can sometimes be tricky for little kids to work with. Or maybe super glue, but super glue can be tough too, right? So then, the part that is super important is where we place each of these little popsicle sticks. So, like I said, we're in December right now. December is here. And December is where winter starts. It starts before December is over, towards the end of the month. So we want to put our winter stick right here. Even though this square represents winter, we don't want to put the winter stick between winter and spring. We want to put it between autumn and winter. So let's do that. We'll put a little bit of glue on, oh, I dropped it. We'll put a little bit of glue on the popsicle stick. And now at the library we have popsicle sticks that are already colorful. You could either color the popsicle stick yourself with a marker or with some paint. You could buy colored popsicle sticks from the store, or you don't have to color it at all. This is just an extra step that you don't have to do if you don't want to. You could just use a plain popsicle stick as long as it says spring on it. You see? I wrote it in all capital letters. You don't have to. That doesn't matter at all. Just put a little bit of glue on it. And so spring is going to be put between March and April, because that is when spring starts, right between those 2 months. Like I said earlier, making this craft is such a great way to learn about how the seasons work and what each of the months of the year is. Because that's something that you'll need to know when you're in school. And how cool would it be if you knew all that stuff before you even got into kindergarten, right? That'd be so cool. All right, and the very last one, autumn, we're going to glue that down between September and October. Because autumn starts at the end of September. So we hold it down. Like I said, we could do that thing again where we flip it the way that you would eat off of a plate, and we hold it down to really get it to stick. And then, ta-da! There's our finished wheel. How does it look? Oh, I think this is fantastic. So mine is still pretty wet from all the glue. Like I said, when you go through this on your own, I want you to go nice and slowly. Make sure that everything has time to dry so that you don't get glue all over your hands or that you don't get it all wet. But even with our small amount of time, even though I had to hurry, and even though it's still pretty gluey and wet, I think it looks really nice. And like I said, we have a little paper clip to mark what month it is right now. There we go. December. How do you like that? This is so fun, and it is such a good way to learn. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I would love, like I said earlier, to see some pictures in the comments if you decide to do this at home. I would love to see how you decided to do it. If you drew pictures, that would be so cool to see. And one last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before I say goodbye for the day is the fact that I have started a winter reading program for the library. So, also to celebrate the new year, it's 2020 now, but in just a few days it'll be 2021. So to celebrate the new year, I'm asking you guys to read 12 books. That can be any 12 books you want. It can be 12 books that you've already read before. It can be 12 books that you have to read for school. It can be 12 picture books that you read to your younger brother or sister. Does not matter what 12 books it is. But I picked the number 12 for the 12 months of the year because we're celebrating the new year. So, if you read 12 books, you write them all down, and you give me your finished form. You could email it to me, or you could hand it in at the library when you're getting your books. And the form, you can find that here on the Facebook page, or we can give it to you at the library door when you pick up some books. That form is going to have your list of 12 books. It'll have your name and your email on it. And if you hand that in, you are going to earn a free ticket to a New Jersey Devils hockey game. So I'm really excited about this. I hope you guys are excited too. So check the Facebook page, check the website, ask when you pick up your books from the library, and we will get you a form for the summer reading, or the winter reading program. So I would love to see some of you guys participate. And thank you so much for coming to today's craft where we learned a bit about the new year. And I hope you guys have a wonderful new year, okay? Goodbye. Thank you so much for joining.